I should be good. Yep, I should be alright. So, I just kind of wanted to talk about the story thus far for Shadow Slave. And just kind of give my thoughts and opinions about, you know, what I think about the story thus far. And kind of, yeah, just kind of how I feel about it. And, I don't know. I think it's okay. I think it's okay so far. I think that if I were to give it a rating, because I like giving ratings, I would rate it like a 5.5 out of 10 is where I would be with it. I don't know. I don't really understand the main character. That's kind of what I'll say about it. I don't really understand the main character. Sonny is just, to me, he was very unlikable in the beginning. Towards the, like, I guess, like, to chapter, like, 300, I just didn't like him. And so now I'm at the point where, let me see. If I can go to my account really quick. And so now I'm at the point where I'm just kind of like, I don't really know what to think about him. I don't really know what to think about him because I'm just, okay, so in the beginning, I didn't really like him because he has this, like, his insecurities shine so much, and it gets so annoying after a while because he's constantly talking about how beautiful everybody else is. And oh my God, what is his name? I think Kai. Oh, he's so attractive. He's so beautiful, gorgeous, and he's tall and broad-shouldered. And then he talks about Castor. Castor, handsome, you know, handsome, could be the main character of some story. Like, all this shit. And I'm just like, bro, like, at what point are you going to just not give a fuck about how beautiful everybody else looks and just focus on yourself and, you know, accept yourself for the way that you are? Like, you know, it is what it is. And so him just constantly talking about how people are just better than him, whether they're a better fighter than him, they're better looking than him, and, you know, all this stuff. And I'm just like, well, if you got a problem with these things, why don't you just work on yourself? You know, and so it just gets so annoying with him just constantly talking about his insecurities. And then another thing, I guess my main big problem with the story is I don't really know what his motivations are. Like what exactly is his motivations for doing the things that he does? I don't really know. And so I thought that he just wanted to get stronger, and because he always said he wanted to show the world or fight against the world, and the world counted him out and they don't have any expectations. They think he's going to just die. He's not meant to live, blah, blah, blah. And so he wants to go against that and prove everybody wrong. But I'm just like, well, nobody really thinks anything about you because don't nobody really know you. So it's not like he got all these people he was around and everybody like picked on him and bullied him, and he was just made out to be this loser who's never going to amount to anything, and he's like, I'm going to show you. But no, don't nobody even know who the fuck you are. So how is it that you're just like, oh, you know, I need to show all these people? Show who? Who exactly are you trying to show? So like that part, I'm just like, why do you even do the things you do? So I don't know. I guess like society is where he's at. Like, he wants to show society, but I don't know. I don't know. Another problem I had with him is that I really didn't know what exactly, not only what his motivations were, but there was a point in the story where he was talking about, he's talking about how he wants to be, and he does this on purpose. He wants to be the outcast. He wants to be the person that is looked down upon, that people don't notice, that is underestimated, that is, under the radar. People don't really know anything about. He wants to be that type of person, so that way he has like an advantage, and people don't really expect anything of him, so he can, like, if somebody were to attack him or do anything, he have like more advantage if they were to try to do something, because they don't know what, because they think that he's some some lame, or not no loser, but they just think that he's just a nobody. You know, he underestimates himself. He doesn't brag about himself, and everybody just think that he's just a laughingstock. And I'm like, okay, cool, I get that. I completely understand that, because I'm just like, okay, you want to do that so that way you have that advantage, so that way you're not taken seriously. So then they're shocked when you actually show that you're stronger than they thought, and you can either get away from your enemies or you can defeat your enemies. So that makes sense to me. But then again, at the same time, he complains about how nobody notices him and nobody expects anything from him. And he talks about how Nephis gets all the attention, and Kai, everybody's talking about Kai, and you know, like he's part of her group, but he's not really part of her group, and you know, nobody's really talking about him, and nobody's really looking up to him. And I'm just like, so which one is it? Do you want to go under the radar and not be noticed, and everybody you'll underestimate you, or do you want to be the person who gets the attention that people can rely on and people have all these expectations of? Like, his internal dialogue to me is just the worst. It's just bad. It's just really, really bad, and it just makes this character unlikable. Because I'm just like, which one do you want to be? You know, like, pick a lane. Who the fuck are you? You know, like, you're shadowy, you sticking to the shadows, and you know, you're underestimated, but then your internal dialogue, you're complaining about it. It just makes it really annoying. That's why I said that before. I just said that Nephis would be a better main character. At least, like, we know what her goals are. We know what she's trying to achieve. We know why she wants to achieve it. Even if it's just something as simple as like, I don't like it, so I want to destroy it. Even if it's something simple like that, that's something that I can just be like, you know what, I can get behind that. Like, that's just, you don't like it. She doesn't really explain why. She's just like, I don't like it. She's like, oh, why did you go and rescue and be around Cassia? Because I want to. Like, I'm just like, okay, cool. I mean, you got the power, you got the abilities to do it. Why not do it? Because you want to do it. Okay, cool. But and then another crazy thing with his character too is that, like, he just kind of randomly starts hating people for no valid reason. And the first person, I forget the guy's name, but like, what is it? Gunnar or Gun, whatever the fuck the bad guy is with the golden suit, who got killed by Nephis. He was like he had the ability to make people blind when he fought him in the basement or whatever the fuck. He made people blind, and that's how he was able to kill so many people, right? When he fought him, he was talking about how, oh yeah, I knew that we was gonna fight and one of us was gonna live or die. And I'm like, well, why? He didn't do anything to you. So why do you hate this guy so much? He said that he reminded him of him, or the person that he could have became. And I still, to this day, don't understand what the hell that means. Like, how would he have become him? And why was he so insistent on, like, I hate you and one of us needs to die? Like, I still don't understand why. Like, he just randomly picked them. He just like, you know what? This is the guy I'm gonna hate. One of us is gonna have to die. And I'm just like, why? I don't understand why. And so, and then same thing with Castor, right? Like, he just hated Castor for no reason. And I'm just like, Castor didn't do anything to you. He was polite. He was nice. Now, I understood his suspicions. Like, you know what? He's too perfect. He's too nice. That makes him suspicious. Cool, I understand that. Be suspicious of it. But like, you just got like this hate for him. Like, I don't want anything to do with him. Blah, blah. Like, he didn't do anything to you. Like, I don't understand why. Even when he found out from Nephis that she believes that he is trying to kill her, like, why does he care so much about whether or not he's trying to kill her? He just says that it's the royalty, the people. He don't have anything to do with the royalty stuff. He ain't concerned with them unless they're, you know, having him as a target. He don't really care about them. So why don't he just be like, okay, he's trying to kill you, well, I'm gonna just leave that to you guys, your royal shit, and just have you guys. But like, he's so like, oh, I gotta make sure you don't die. Like, when he finally meets him and they fight, and you know, Cash was just like, you know, you need to know your place and people like you know, so he looks down upon them and all this other stuff. But I'm just like, why is he like always like, oh, one of us gotta die. I always knew one of us would have to die. And I'm just like, he's trying to, so when she absorbs the essence or whatever from killing the Gunnar guy, that's all she said. She didn't say anything about killing him or anything, but he just took it upon himself like, you gotta die. And I'm just still wondering why. Like, he literally hasn't done anything to you. So like, that shit is annoying to me, because I'm just like, what is your, this is why I go back to what I say, what is his motivation for doing the things that he does? It doesn't make any sense. And then after he defeats him, he goes to Nephis and he's just like, again, one of us has to die. I knew we was gonna fight. This wasn't gonna end. This wasn't gonna be a happy ending. And I'm just like, why? Again, I'm just like, it don't make sense. And so the way they explain it is, the whole tower needs to have a vessel, what is it called? The soul conductor or whatever the hell. So they need to have a conductor there in order for to open the gate for them to be able to lead the nightmare. I'm like, okay, why did, so once Nephis defeats the one soul inhabitor or incubator or whatever the hell it's called, once she defeats the thing that was about to become a Titan, right? Once she defeats that, I'm just wondering, so why did the tower decide to make both of them vessels instead of just picking one person to be the vessel? Only one person is supposed to be the vessel, right? For the star. Why did it choose, like, why did it choose both? That don't make sense to me. But let's just go with it. I was just like, okay, maybe, because I think that the reason that she said that he shouldn't have killed Castor is because I guess she was going to use him as the conductor or whatever, the soul incubator, whatever the hell it's called. So I think that she wanted to use him as the incubator thing, as the conductor thing. And so I'm like, okay, but then that would imply that she already knew. But I don't know if she already knew or she didn't, because she's got a lot of secrets that we don't really know for sure. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it shows the two of them because they said that they were the only two that was left on the tower. So maybe if Castor was still alive, all three of them would have been picked, right? So now they got to fight. And I'm just like, so if they fight, that still is not going to solve the problem, because they still need to have a vessel there in order for them to be able to leave. So if you kill each other, or one person wins and they kill the other person, you're still going to be stuck there and not be able to leave. But then they talk about it and they're just like, oh, we're not going to kill each other. We're going to just incapacitate each other to where you're going to slowly die, I guess. And then you're going to just be there and then the other person can just leave. And I'm like, well, okay, cool, I guess. But it still don't make sense why they're just like determined to, like, okay, we gotta just kill each other. There is no other way. We gotta fight. We always knew it was gonna get here, and this is what we gotta do. And I'm just still just like why? And then I still don't even understand his feelings. Like, he goes back and forth with his feelings for Nephis. He likes her. He doesn't like her. He likes her. He doesn't like her. He doesn't want to be part of the group, but then he does want to be part of the group. And then, like, back when I was saying, like, what is his motivation? He said that his motivation for training is because he knew all along that they were going to have to fight, and he was training himself nonstop and nonstop training with the Saint Marble chick, his shadow thing, right? He was training with her because he needed to be the best he could, so that way he could possibly defeat her. And I'm just like, so if you knew you had to fight her, why? It just don't make sense. It don't make any sense. Ugh. That's how I feel about it. It just don't make sense. You know? Their relationship don't make sense. She makes sense. You know? Nephis makes sense. What her motivations are, like she said to him, she was like, oh, I couldn't have just left you here. You know, because she has morals. She has morals and she has values. She has things she believes in. And so she's like, you know, it would have left a bad taste in my mouth if I would have just left you here. So that's why I didn't just leave as soon as I defeated the monster thing. And that's the reason why she stayed. So that way she gave him a chance and she couldn't just leave him there. And so I'm like, okay, cool, that makes sense. But then now he's just like, oh, you know, once she tells him the truth about everything, he's just like, he was gonna leave, but then he was like, oh, you know, I almost fell for it, and you know, you didn't really try your hardest to try to kill me or whatever the fuck, even though they weren't supposed to try to kill each other. So I don't really understand that whole thing. But now he decides that he's not gonna go, and he's gonna want to stay there with her because she's gonna have a way. She's gonna try to figure out a way to leave, without actually leaving the nightmare and going through the portal. She's gonna try to find a way to leave while she's in there. And so it goes back to what I said before. Why does he do any of the things that he does? So he decides, no, I'm gonna stay here and you have a better chance if we work together in order for you to get out. And she's just like, no, you need to leave. And I'm just like, why all of a sudden now he wants to stay? Because she's noble, or like why? Why does he want to stay? He could easily just leave and go to the real world, and whatever his goals are, which I don't even know what his goals are in the real life. Why is he even so desperate to go back to the real world? Like, he doesn't have anything going for himself there. So, like, I don't know. I don't know. So that's just kind of how I feel about it. I just think the story is okay, and I mean, I like the powers and stuff, and there seems to be a whole lot more going on with like the nobility and things like that. I'm really curious as to what, like, I just wish that he had more goals and ambitions and things that he wanted to do, and was trying to figure out a way of how he was going to achieve them, versus just like kind of just going with the flow, trying to survive. But then you got these like mixed emotions with Nephis, and it's just all like, he got the mask, and I'm like, okay, so he can have like this whole persona when he goes back to the real world and be like this new person, and like basically he can create himself a new personality, a new character, and maybe he got all these goals. Maybe he wants to build himself a clan. I know he talked to what is it, Effie or whatever her name is. He talked to her about, you know, building a clan and things like that. Like, maybe he wants to build a clan, and like maybe he wants to find a chick that he likes and wants to build a clan, make a family. Like, what is his goals? We don't know. Like, it's just like, why even go to the real world? Like, we know what Nephis' goals are. She's trying to destroy the spell. So what is his goals? I don't know. So that's just the thing I don't like about the character. That's what I don't like about him. And so now I'm at the part where apparently Nephis knows his true name. What is it? Lost of Light or Lost from Light? And I have no idea how she knows his true name. That was the last part I listened to, and the audio of this is it's hard to listen to. It really is, but I try my best to get through. I gotta like go back a lot of times. A lot of stuff kind of gets jumbled up. I wish they would just make a fucking audiobook of it, so that way it'll be a lot easier to listen to. But then they got it behind the paywall with the web novel, and then they got it on the FM audio, and then you got to buy all the little chapters and the episodes, and that shit is extremely expensive, because you can spend $30 and you will get like, what, you'll get like 600 coins or something, like $30. You got 600 coins, but those 600 coins, it costs like, in order to read further along the story, it started costing like 30, 25, and 30 coins per chapter, and each chapter is like 8 minutes, and it's 1,300 chapters. So I'm on chapter 350, and so if I wanted to go like 25 chapters ahead, and it's like 30 coins per chapter. I mean, that'd be 300 coins for 10 chapters. 300 coins for like 80 minutes of dialogue. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy. So you would basically be spending about what? So if you get 10 chapters, 300 coins, let's say you get $30, that gets you 600 coins, then 20 chapters. $30 is gonna get you 20 chapters. And I'm just like, that's robbery. That's robbery, bro. So I can't even go in there and listen to it on that site because it's just too expensive. I gotta listen to it on YouTube, and that's just really hard to listen to. So I don't know. As far as how I feel about it, I guess I'm gonna do it. Continue continue on with the story. To be honest with you, I'm just kind of, like I said, I'm just not liking the character. Like, somebody got to please just explain to me, like, what motivations, why does he do the things he does, and is anything that I'm saying, does it make any sense? Because I don't understand. I don't understand, and his insecurities are crazy, and I'm tired of hearing of him, and I don't know why he does the things that he does. That's my thing. I don't know why he does the things that he does. And so yeah. As far as this story going forward, I'm curious to see how he's gonna act going back to the real world. I want to know, like, if he's gonna have some goals. Is he gonna try to accomplish some things? How strong is he gonna be in comparison to other Awakened? Or is he not gonna be Awakened? He's gonna be something. Yeah, I think he's gonna be Awakened. How strong is he gonna be in comparison to other Awakened that's there? And maybe anybody's gonna try to come after him, or maybe kill people because some royalty bullshit, you know. So I'm curious about that. So I'm going to continue with the story until I see what's gonna happen when they get back to the real world. Is he gonna meet up with her again? I don't know. I don't know what the plan is. Is Nephis gonna, like, create some sort of, like, you know, it's like, are they, like, her followers, are they still gonna be following her once she go back to the real world? Like, I don't know. So I'm curious about that. But as far as the nightmare, I'm kind of just over it. I'm over the whole nightmare shit. And yeah, so I mean, I'm curious to find out more about this Weaver, the Blood Weaver thing. That's kind of interesting with the mask, and then he got the blood. That's interesting. But yeah, I just want to see what's gonna happen when you go back to the real world. That's like the one thing that's kind of getting me going through the rest of the story, is like, what's gonna happen when he goes back to the real world. But that's it. That's it. Other than that, that's kind of all I wanted to say about it. Let me know any of your thoughts. You know, leave any comments if I'm, like, misunderstanding something, or maybe you agree with kind of what the stuff I'm saying, and I'll just kind of go from there. But yeah, that's it for me. You guys have a good night, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.